Hello, my name is Gerry Lopez, and I'll be doing my presentation on the thermodynamic relation between voltage concentration, dependence, and salt absorption in electrochemical cells. So first we start with the electrochemistry of salt solutions, and we'll discuss the important seawater desalination process called capacitive deionization. Here we have a diagram to show the system where we have two electrodes deionizing water by attracting ions. Um, then we have the important accumulator technology called capacitive mixing, which is very similar to capacitive deionization, but here we charge the electrodes, which deionizes the water. Then we introduce a low concentration solution, and the electrodes discharge, and this process creates current flow and energy extraction. And these processes, as we'll see, are very similar and relate to each other using various thermodynamic arguments and physical models. This is what we arrive with. This equation relating the potential between the two electrodes and the osmotic pressure with the amount of adsorbed salt. And looking at further data and assuming that the solution is ideal, we'll integrate over the change in concentration of salt, and we'll get the final formula here to relate the two processes. And as we see, the experimental data agrees with the formulas we have arrived at, where we have CDI experiments conducted before with two charged electrodes and sodium chloride solutions with differing salinities. Here we have a graph of the charge per mass of electrodes versus the voltage. We see that it agrees with the formulas that we had before. And in conclusion, we see that capacitive deionization and capacitive mixing are very similar and heavily related. Using thermodynamic arguments and physical models, we can adjust the models that we have to further see improvements in these both processes, such as technical improvements with materials, where we can change the materials of the electrodes, such as carbon-based electrodes or some semi-permeable membranes. And we see that improvements in one process leads to improvements in the other. And this concludes my presentation.